Good afternoon. I'm Caitlin Matson-Levy, and this is The Green Room. This afternoon, we have Dr. Terry Crull, who conducts the Fort Hays State Singers. Good afternoon, everyone. We not only have Terry with us, we have the singers themselves. Good afternoon. Everybody say hi.
Oh,
They are coming to us from rehearsal in Hays, Kansas, getting ready for an incredibly exciting special trip where they will be representing the state of Kansas and the Midwest. And that is the 80th anniversary memorial service of Pearl Harbor.
correct. We were invited to sing with a tour company called Midwest Music Celebrations International out of Phoenix. They took us to Austria 3 years ago, and apparently we impressed them. And yeah, it wasn't all of this group, but four, I think, raise your hand if you were on that trip. Four of the senior members of this group were on that trip. So they invited us back. They wanted us to represent Kansas. And as it turned out, there were no other choirs from the 5-state region. So we're representing Colorado, Missouri, Nebraska, and Oklahoma, and Kansas. And we're very proud of that. We sang our fall concert and sent in a CD of recording of the concert. And they impressed the people who were putting together the concert. So they asked us to kick off the concert, including the national anthem, which we're going to sing for you here in a minute.
How wonderful. So you sent in your recording. How long ago was this? You've been accepted to perform for, has it been a year that you've known?
It was in September of 2020 when everything was online.
Hmm.
But this company worked very hard when COVID hit to get all the money back for the tours that they had on board. And so I was fairly confident that if COVID did last and this trip got canceled, our invested money would be returned to us. Fortunately, that hasn't happened, and we're set to go in 3 weeks. So, yeah, they've been excellent to work with, and they're good friends of ours as well.
You'll be spending 5 days in Hawaii. Is that correct?
Correct. We fly in on Saturday, December 4. We sing at Kauai Church, the oldest church in Honolulu, on a Sunday. We're not sure the time yet. A concert there. We lay a wreath at the Arizona Memorial on Sunday afternoon, December 5. On Tuesday morning, December 7th, we kick off the entire concert with the national anthem and then our concert, which includes patriotic numbers and songs from 1940s era that would have been popular with the men and women of that time that served there. And then we also have a set of religious hymn type pieces, such as Children of the Heavenly Father and Swinging with the Saints and other pieces of gospel and spiritual nature.
When you say you're performing at the memorial, you literally mean you're at the USS Arizona, aren't you?
I'm not exactly sure where the venue will be. It might be in the Pearl Harbor Museum,
Hmm.
might be in the Aviation Museum on Ford Island. With COVID, some of the venues have changed, and the people have been scrambling to get all the venues secure. So I'm not sure we'll know exactly where we'll be performing until we step off the plane and get there.
Such an incredible honor for these young musicians, and it's so exciting. I'm just so excited for all of you. What an adventure you're about to embark upon. Now, since we caught you during rehearsal, we have to ask if you would please sing us a little bit.
We'd like to sing our version of the national anthem, which we think, pardon my French, is a pretty kick-ass version of the Star Spangled Banner. And then a piece that was popular in the 40s, but also a patriotic number called This Is My Country.
All right. We have the Fort Hays State Singers, led by Dr. Terry Crull, performing for you a couple of selections that they've been invited to sing at the 80th Memorial Service of Pearl Harbor in Hawaii.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare of thirsting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled difference if I hail from north or south, or from the east or west. My heart is filled with love for all of these. I only know I swell with pride, and deep within my breast I thrill to see all glory victory. This is my country, land of my birth. This is my country, and this honor. I pledge my allegiance, America, no, for this is my country to have and to hold.
The Fort Hays State Singers, led by Dr. Terry Crull, performances upcoming for them throughout Hawaii for the Pearl Harbor 80th anniversary. Now, I would love to talk to one of your students. Hayden Silman is a student and a member of the Fort Hays State Singers. And man, I'm trying to think about something that I did in college that's as cool as going to Hawaii to perform. Well, first of all, welcome and congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
And also, I'm curious, where are you from?
I am from Hayes. I'm born and raised in Hayes, so I mean, I've pretty much known that I was going to Fort Hays all my life, but you know, it's nice to have options.
Well, yes, it is. And you have your very own state university right at your back door. It makes sense to me. Tell me about being involved in music. What's your major?
I am a music education major with a specialization in vocal. So I've known that I was going to join the choir since day one.
And what year are you in school?
I'm a 5th year, so I'm a super senior.
You know, I think if we had a survey with how many music majors were fifth year seniors, the numbers would be up there.
Oh yeah. Well, music education is the only 5-year degree at Fort Hays, so we're pretty much guaranteed to be here at least 5 years.
Are you doing your student teaching next semester?
Probably not. I think I've got a little bit more going.
Why not? Well,
Oh.
especially if you're going to have such wonderful experiences like fly to Hawaii with your madrigal group. I mean, why not extend it as much as you can? So, how long have you been a member of the Fort Hays Singers?
This is my 3rd year. So I wasn't in the group that went to Austria, but I've been there the year after and on.
And what are your feelings about going to Hawaii?
I am ecstatic. I've never been outside the continental U.S., so this is going to be an experience.
What's the one thing you're looking forward to the most?
Beach time.
And what's something that frightens you about going?
Flying. Most definitely. This will be my 2nd plane ride ever.
Is it putting some things into perspective as somebody who's in their 20s, thinking back to Pearl Harbor? Does it help put that into perspective a little bit, actually being able to go there and be a part of it? I mean, I think we're kind of reached a period of time where younger generations are so far enough, just far enough, removed from, Pearl Harbor, World War II, that sometimes it takes an experience like this to bring it all home.
Yeah, I got really lucky growing up. My grandpa is like a big history buff. And his favorite era of time is World War II because that's kind of like, he was born in the middle of the war and grew up towards the end of it. And so like that's the area of time that he likes to learn about. And he gave that knowledge to me. So going in, I've known a lot about World War II and Pearl Harbor respectively. And I'm really excited because it was either music or history and I chose music. So this is really my history buff kick.
Hayden Silman from Hays, Kansas. It's delightful to talk with you and have the best time in Hawaii and being a part of this celebration of Pearl Harbor. So Dr. Terry Crull and his singers have another selection they're going to sing for us. This is part of their program that they'll be performing. when they fly to Hawaii on December the 4th.
This is one of the songs that we picked that's from the era. Glenn Miller Orchestra and vocalists did Tuxedo Junction, and we're doing an arrangement that was made popular by the Manhattan Transfer. It features three of our soloists, Rochelle Lumpkins, Luis Valenzuela Zamora, and Katie Walters.
All right.
When I'm south in Birmingham, I'm in south in Alabama's in no place where people go to dance the night away. It's the junction where the town folks meet at each junction. In their best they'll greet you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Fort Hays State Singers, under the direction of Dr. Terry Crull. Dr. Crull, tell us a bit about the sunflower wreath that you'll be taking with you.
Well, as you see, Rochelle is holding up the sunflower wreath, which was made by one of our flower shops, Flowers by Francis. And the idea was Pam McGowan's. Pam is our accompanist and has been so helpful in organizing this trip and has raised probably $30,000 herself to help these kids afford the trip. Her idea was to put veterans of World War II on the pedals. So bring that up here, Rochelle, and we'll see if we can get close enough that you can see written on the pedals in black ink. Oh, there we go. You can
I
see
can
names.
absolutely see every single petal of these silk sunflowers has the name of a veteran on it.
And we didn't get so many World War II veterans because, well, there's not that many left. So we decided to open it up to any veteran of any conflict and anywhere in the world, as long as you send us their names and a small donation. We put on their name on this wreath, and that will be a permanent display given by us to the Pearl Harbor Museum in the area designated for Kansas.
With a very own Kansas spin with those sunflowers.
Yes.
So, Dr. Crull, tell me about music at Fort Hays State University. I know Fort Hays State because I was born and raised in Kansas, and I counted down the hours every year till High Plains Band Camp.
Yes.
So I'm very familiar with
5 years.
Fort Hays. But tell us about the different what can you major in? If you let's say you're interested in music, what are your options?
Well, first of all, we have a lot of education majors. Raise your hand if you're music ed.
I see
Yeah.
most of the group with their hand raised.
And also we have music performance, voice or instrumental or piano or string. Any performance majors in here?
Oh, that's
They
great.
study voice with Dr. Ivela Allen and Dr. Joe Pernicero. The music ed majors, as Hayden said, have to take both music courses and education courses from what we call across the street in the ed department. So it usually does take them an extra year, maybe more. Danny, how many years have you been here? 6, okay. But we do try our best to get students out, and a lot of these students are in band or orchestra as well as choir. Say if you're in more than one group, choral, instrumental as well. Yeah, a lot of people in the band. So they've been marching all fall. And so with only about 60 majors in our department, we get to know each other pretty well. And these kids know all the instrumentalists as well as all the choir members. These 26 students standing before you are also in the concert choir of 60 voices that sings at all of our concerts as well, and probably has about half of the group that is not music majors. So our groups are open to all sorts. Many of these students are on vocal scholarship. Raise your hand if you've got a vocal scholarship. Yeah. This is our top vocal ensemble, the Fort Hays Singers. So naturally, most of them are either on scholarship or majors in music or both. But we have nursing majors, ag majors, like a lot of ag majors at Fort Hays State University, a lot of physics and biology, and of course, a lot of just plain old education, classroom teachers. We're losing 4 of this group to do their student teaching next semester, although they promised to come back with us and sing it at the KMEA, Kansas Music Educators Workshop in
You've
February.
been accepted to sing at KMEA, State
That's right.
KMEA.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Out of that as well. So we're going to do our Hawaii set. And so I'm asking everyone who's in this group here, whether they're back next semester or not, to please step up and sing with us. And most of them
So-
are able to do that.
Our listeners at home they aren't able to see a thing right now. So I'm just going to describe to them that I see in front of me. Is it a group of 24 students?
We have 26 in this year's group, and that's pretty large for the 4 Day Singers. Often we are 16 to 20, which travels in a couple vans very well. But since we're going on a 747, we figured we'd fit. Plus, the more people we take,
You've
the more
upgraded.
the more of them get this fabulous opportunity, and the lower cost for each person. So it's about $2,600 a person to go. So these kids worked hard to raise that money. A lot of them work outside of their school activities. They work a job either on campus or in the town. So yeah, it's an exciting opportunity for us. How many of you have never flown on a large airliner before?
Yeah, I'm curious as well. I see a couple people with hands raised. First time on a flight. Oh, and to go to Hawaii.
So
What a first time. Well, congratulations to all of you. You make Kansas very proud to go represent us at Pearl Harbor and the Midwest. Essentially, you're representing the central Midwestern states. And I just hope all of you have a wonderful trip. And this has been really wonderful to hear you and to learn a bit more about music at Fort Hays State University. Dr. Terry Crull, thank you so much for your time.
our pleasure. Thank you, Caitlin.
All right. Have a good trip.